Zeno and other Greek philosophers are commonly credited with developing Stoic philosophy. A description like that, however, ignores the parallels between Stoicism and Buddhism, as well as the Bhagavad Gita, an ancient Hindu text written in the same period and narrated for centuries previously. Hindu philosophy and texts, like the Bhagavad Gita, are not purely philosophical and are deeply rooted in religion. It is worth noting, however, that mythology and religion have long been used by many cultures as means of teaching philosophy. You might be surprised to learn just how similar Stoicism is to the Bhagavad Gita's philosophical themes. The Bhagavad Gita is an interlude between two longer epics called the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. During the epic's long conclusion, Arjuna, one of its main characters, realizes he will have to fight his family members in the war, something which he is extremely conflicted about and which causes him a lot of pain. Arjuna asks Krishna, an avatar of the Hindu god Vishnu, for moral guidance when he is confronted with such tragedy. This results in a back-and-forth dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, which is recorded and forms the text of the Bhagavad Gita. Throughout the Gita, Krishna promotes and teaches his own unique brand of Stoicism, encouraging Arjuna to take up arms to fight injustice bravely. Let's take a look at some of the similarities between the Bhagavad Gita and the main Stoic concepts. Treating alike victory and defeat, gain and loss, pleasure and pain. Get ready for the battle. In the path of disinterested action, there is no loss of effort, nor is there fear of contrary result. Even a little practice of this discipline saves one from the terrible fear of birth and death. Your right is to work only, and never to the fruit thereof. Do not be the cause of the fruit of inaction, nor let your attachment be to inaction. The wise man to whom pain and pleasure are alike, and who is not tormented by these contacts, becomes eligible for immortality. Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, on doing what's in front of you, with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly and willing, with justice, and on freeing yourself from all other distractions. Yes, you can, if you do everything as if it were the last thing you do in your life, and stop being aimless. Stop letting your emotions override what your mind tells you. Stop being hypocritical, self-centered, and irritable. You see how few things we have to do to live a satisfying and reverent life. If you can manage this, that's all even the gods can ask of you. If there were a main lesson in the Bhagavad Gita, it would be this: acting for its own sake rather than to gain or enjoy worldly pleasures or gain as means to an end is preferable. It is important that one performs their duties regardless of the results they hope to achieve. Regardless of the outcome one desires, one must fulfill one's duties. This idea is the foundation of the rest of the Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, a key teaching in Marcus Aurelius' Meditations is that there's no point in dwelling on the things like the results of our actions and complaining about how unfair life is. The process is the only thing we control in almost every action we do. So we should work on the process, fall in love with it, and apply ourselves wholeheartedly to it. In the remainder of the situation, take it as it comes, as Marcus advises. Arjuna, everything comes and goes in life. Happiness and unhappiness are temporary experiences that rise from sense perception. Heat and cold, pleasure and pain will come and go. They never last forever, so do not get attached to them. We have no control over them. The chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can see clearly to myself, which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Where then do I look for good and evil, not to uncontrollable externals, but within myself, to the choices that are my own. We are triggered emotionally by certain events in our lives. Someone insults us, and we feel the need to answer them back, or we even punch them, or we disagree with them on Facebook and want to prove them wrong. It is common for us to not even realize why we feel what we feel a lot of the time. We must understand that these emotions are not within our control, and they come and go, as argued by these two schools of thought. The good news is that they don't last forever. Our control over our emotions lies in our hands. Would it be better if we wrote down our feelings instead of lashing out at our colleagues when we feel angry? Emotions are transient in nature, but but they do provide us with an excellent chance to learn about ourselves. Of course, this assumes that we take a step back and examine why we act in the manner and we do, whether it be through introspection, psychotherapy. It is better to perform one's own predetermined duty, even if one performs that duty imperfectly, than perform the duty of another. When one performs his own predetermined duty in accordance with one's own nature, one does not incur any sin. Whatever anyone does or says, I'm bound to do good. Whatever anyone does or says, I must be what I am and show my true colors. There has never been a simpler way to peek into someone else's life with the modern technology we have at our disposal. We waste a lot of time in the mornings on Instagram where we indulge in our intense curiosity about what everyone is accomplishing and why we stack up against them. While doing so, we neglect the fact that time can be used to perform our duty, to carry out our innate purpose. A duty to whom? The concentric circles of Heraclius can serve as a model. The self comes first and foremost, mind and body. Then comes our immediate family, our neighbors, our fellow citizens, and eventually the entire human race. Asking yourself what you owe your mind and body should be your first step. Do you work out frequently enough? Read books? Meditate? Eventually, if you continue in that direction, you will eventually realize that your commitment is to be a decent person, to act honorably, to transform lives through your crafts, whatever they may be. In my view, the Gita and the Stoics teaches us the importance of valuing process over results, the importance of not being attached to results, the importance of pursuing one's duty without attachment to the results, how our emotions can aid us in becoming more self-aware, how sitting in silence can help us calm our minds, and what grievances can teach us about living a better life. These similarities beg the question of why. If you look at Greek and Indian mythology, you can easily find the parallels, especially with their hierarchy of gods and their epics such as the Iliad and Odyssey and Ramayana and Mahabharata. Scholarly research has suggested that both the Greeks and Indians are distantly related through the Indo-Europeans who lived around 10,200 BC to 2000 BC and influenced what would become Indian and Greek philosophies. This could explain why the ideas of the Gita and the Stoic coincide so much, and how the same ideas can be expressed in unique ways and take on many forms to help aid us even in our modern day lives. Thank you very much for watching.